Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where last time we met with the mages and discovered that the mages had already made a deal with the Tevinter Imperium. The Tevinter Imperium has also used time magic to make their deal early. This time magic might ruin everything. So on that note, we will side with the mages, stop the Tevinter Imperium, save the world from the time magic, because the mages also have the better case than the Templars. The Templar group having decided to just abandon their order in the name of more war. For now, though, let us go to the War Council. One, because that's our next step anyway. Two, because I'm pretty sure somebody has finished their 3-hour tour of Gilligan's Island here. Sister Liliana, my thanks for the timely information regarding the threat to young Monette. As I'm sure you have heard, Lady Carolina has been disgraced as a result of making such an undignified attack on a young lady and has retired to the country in shame. The young Duchess herself is quite aware that she has you to thank for her position and has pledged the city of Leeds to the Inquisition's cause. Excellent. And we got a shield in the process. And we got a picture of a woman speaking to a really old drunk man, and then there's a sneering man, and I don't know how that relates to the quest. I think we are done with all of our other quests. Yeah, we don't really have anything else to do besides gather more coin. Yes, keep gathering coin.
Let us begin.
But for now, Redcliffe Castle and the mages who could close the breach are under the control of Magister Garion Alexius, a Venatori cultist with an unhealthy interest in Llewellyn and the power to reorder time itself. He has kindly invited Llewellyn to the castle alone to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Liliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the Venatori threat while Alexius's attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it's our best chance. See, now we have a recommended level 4 to 7. And we are level 7. Seems good. Let's go do this.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
How nice of him.
Isn't that kind of him? What does Alexius say about me? He's so complimentary that we are certain he wants to kill you.
Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults.
It even repelled the Blight with the help of the Grey Warden.
It's the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
There must be a way.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a...
That is literally what I just said. Contact the Arl. We need another way inside. Contact the Arl.
Where is the Arl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunrim to petition the Crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction.
Why did we need the mission description if we were going to slowly discover the mission description over the course of this conversation?
It could work, but it's a huge risk.
Also, when did they start calling my character Lavellin?
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Because he's Dorian. He's the Magister's apprentice.
Past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait.
Cullen really wants the Templars. Blah, blah, blah. Confirm operation. Yes. Dorian is our mage in the group. We now have a very, very full party. Or should I say full roster to draw from. Is this a poem or a list of titles and descriptions? But yeah, we now have a very full roster to draw from. Like, we only can put 3 people and we have, what, 7 or 8 possible choices?
Announce us.
The Magister's invitation was for Mistress Lavellin and no one else. You lot wait here.
Hold on one sec. I'm going to look that up. Okay, so Lavellin is referring to the Dalish clan of elves that my character is from. So there's a little bit of backstory that's being pulled from that. They go where I go. I won't go. They're negotiators. They need to negotiate.
They have to accompany me. You wouldn't deprive me of my attachés, would you?
One of which is an interrogator, the other of which is a rogue. A Robin Hood-esque character. Neither of which seem like... It would be like the equivalent of bringing along, like, a couple of thugs and being like, these are my political negotiators.
The agents of the Inquisition of
And all you see is just a couple of really tough-looking fellows with guns.
And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Perhaps we should include her in the discussion.
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Tell me about the Venatori. Tell me about the Venatori.
Actually, I hoped you could tell me about these Venatori I'm hearing so much about.
Now, where could you have heard that name?
On the wind.
I told her.
Oh, okay, never mind.
What have you done?
He's concerned about you.
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
So speaks the thief. Do you think you can turn my son against me? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control.
You're becoming a little more hostile than
You're nothing but a mistake.
Who killed the Divine?
What do you know about the Divine's death?
It was the Elder One's moment, and you were unworthy even to stand in his presence.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
Who is the Elder One? We already know who the Elder One is.
The one who killed the Divine. Is he a mage?
Soon he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
I actually don't know where those locations are.
This is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support
Oh
this?
no!
Stop it, Father.
Things are happening in the
Give up
background.
Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No, it's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
What does he need saving
Save me.
from?
There is a way. The Elder One promised if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
I'm assuming this is some time magic at work.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
Okay, you can have a health potion. There we go. Yeah, starting without a warrior, it'll be nice once we get Cassandra back.
Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
Is that even possible?
Moved us through time? Can that even be done?
I mean, obviously it has been done since...
No. Obviously, Alexius has taken his research to exciting new heights. We've seen his temporal rifts before. This time we simply passed through one. Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
What has happened, what was supposed to happen?
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Make sense?
Kind of. Basically, he wanted to remove the queen from the chessboard.
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Do you know this Elder One?
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
And technically, the Elder One who is doing this is the original Let's Play with Magic We Don't Understand. What if we can't get back?
And what happens if we can't get back?
Then we get comfortable in our new present.
Oh. Yeah, Dorian doesn't have any abilities. That definitely did not help him. I've already given Solus Ice, Vivian Storm. Let's have you act as fire. And of course, a barrier. Less likely attack you. When you're injured, Mind Blast. Extra barrier. Immolate. Let's see. Immolate burns hotter and has a shorter cooldown time. Immolate no longer has cooldown, but casting it multiple times in succession costs additional mana. Let's go with that. Because, like, that's basically... I almost feel like that's the same thing. Instead of having cooldown being the thing that prevents Dorian from casting this ability several times, now you have mana being a thing to prevent him from casting. So there's always a limitation. Might as well have a limitation that's also probably moving at a similar pace to the lack of mana. Your staff is terrible. Level 13. Alright, hopefully we'll get a better staff for him. For now, though, let us save our game and see if we can get out of here. Find Cassandra, hopefully, first, because she does the tanking. Find out what happened to this castle at this point in reality, considering everything is kind of falling apart, and there is red lyrium just emerging out of the walls, which does not seem like a good thing. Also, can I just go down either of these paths? Yes. There is loot on either side. A rare herb. What we needed the most. Oh, I would have had no choice but to be blocked off on that side. So let's actually go look on the other side. See what is on that dead end. Hopefully we can find a better staff for...
Alexius has made a dreadful mess of this place, hasn't he?
For Dorian.
Part of the castle.
It was covered in the tackiest carvings of wolves and dogs I'd ever seen. This is not an improvement.
Or maybe this is the present or the past, and simply the result of all of the machinations of Alexius. Like, he's been experimenting with time magic, and it is causing not only rifts, but also eruptions of red lyrium throughout the castle, making the castle itself more dangerous to be in. What were you up to over here with your notes and your maps and your circles? Hello?
Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me. My tears are my sins, my sins, my sins.
There are other notes you can choose from. I know you.
Lisas. Hello? Do you remember me?
Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me.
Maybe, like, his mind was affected so much that he has forgotten that there are other musical notes available to choose from. It's tough to see. How many rings do I have? Ring of flanking. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not exactly very exciting. 5% flanking damage bonus. It's kind of like you look at upgrades for like a lot of these games where you loot stuff and you upgrade your characters and you gain skill points. There's some games that are so bloated in regards to their skill trees and their armor collection and their inventory collection that your upgrades are largely like plus 1% to backstab damage, plus 5% to flanking damage. Whereas like Alan Wake 2, I just played through that, and it has an upgrade tree for your characters, and your upgrades are more meaningful, but there are fewer of them. Like, you get upgrades where it's like already jumping up to plus 25% damage or plus 33% health when you're shining a flashlight on somebody. And like, those are the kind of numbers that you can look at and be like, yeah, all right. Ooh, Deep Stalker hide, I need that. So I can challenge that one specific bandit. But I mean, like, this game is like 70 hours, is probably 50 hours plus. Hello. All right, and then we'll get rid of you. And hopefully find my allies so I stop wasting all these potions, or I'll have to start throwing jars of bees at people. A grenades belt? Increases the maximum capacity of all grenades by the specified amount. of 1. It doesn't help that in order to inspect the new gear, you have to go to the menu, go to the inventory. So now we're at 2 menus deep. 3 menus deep when you find the specific thing that you want to look at. And then you have to bring up the thing and then press... How many button presses were there? Start, inventory, type of thing. And then, look at about 4 or so button presses. And it's like... Ooh. Is somebody over here?
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Ma'am? Cassandra, something seems wrong with you.
You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
I didn't die.
I'm not back from the dead, Cassandra. I just got... Well, this is hard to explain.
I was there. The Magister obliterated you with a gesture.
Alexius sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time. Then, can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
That's my hope.
Alexius's master. After you died, we could not stop the Elder One from rising. Empress Celine was murdered. The army that swept in afterwards, it was a horde of demons. Nothing stopped them. Nothing.
I should have been there to help you.
You're here now.
Okay, so we've been sent a little bit farther. We've been like X-Men Days of Future Past. A little bit. We've been sent a little bit farther in the future. To a future that everything is bad. And we know that without our presence, everything will fall apart.
And wait, where were those? No. Where were those while we waited? No. Where were those? Remember, stupid. They can't take that.
You okay there?
No. You can't be here. You're dead and they don't come back.
I'm here. Then I'm here to haunt you.
I'm not dead, Sarah. There's nothing to be afraid of. I can believe some demon or whatever.
Oh, for the love of... No one's dead. Alexius used time magic.
Talk sense or shut it. I can't think about him.
Swear it's really me.
I didn't mean to frighten you. I promise, it's really me. I'm here to stop this.
You might not know. There were so many. The day you died, I ran out of arrows making them pay. Then it didn't matter anymore. You got demons, and gods, and I've got a bow. And I want them to hurt. If you're really here, I'll freaking die to spit in their faces. You want Alexius? He's locked in the throne room. Never leaves, for God's sake.
What's the line from the Avengers that Hawkeye says? I'm surrounded by gods, by men that can fly, and I've got a bow. What am I even doing here? You step out that door, you're an Avenger. Like, it's almost more the tenacity than the ability. Or a little bit of both. But you don't need to have superpowers in order to fight side by side. To contribute. But it helps. Anybody in here? A brilliant staff is worse than the one that I'm pretty sure that's worse than the one that Dorian has. Alright, so what is down here then? Oh, Fiona.
You're alive. I saw you disappear into the rift.
How long were we gone?
What is the date? I need to know how much time has passed.
Avestmir. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
We need to go back. We need to go back. What bonus points if you know the reference?
We have to get out of here. Go back in time.
Please, stop this from happening. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
I promise I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
Worth the risk.
Try. Your spy master, Leliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Oh, is she just next door? No, she is not.
If red lyrium is an infection, Maker, why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
So it might less be... Ooh, hello. Yep, target. There we go. Ah.
Have mercy on their souls.
Can we find something else to hit? It'll make me feel better.
I'm working on it. So basically, I'm taking the Deep Stalker skin from the future to fix from a possible future in order to fulfill a quest from the past.
Might be stuff we can use around here.
You're correct. Praise a prayer to the new god. Praise his name who has risen from the darkness. Praise his name who has striven for the light. Praise his name who has walked the golden city. Praise his name. The old gods are no more. The Maker never was. The new god is among us. Praise his name. It does not actually say his name on it. But it is a reminder that at one point, like, Corypheus is the original mage that started the first Blight because he walked into the Golden City. He walked into the Golden City, corrupted it. Ooh, is this shocking staff good enough for Dorian? It is just as good. Dorian, one day you'll have a decent weapon. For now, you will only have an indecent weapon. Ooh, a supply cache. Ah. Probably should have healed first. That's okay, we're good. A guard's journal. Alexius keeps asking for patrols of the walls. Waste of time, if you ask me. The Inquisition ground themselves to a pulp against the walls ages ago. Ferelden made 3 attempts to lay siege here before the last life got crushed out of them. Who's left out there to threaten us? The mountain barbarians? But Alexius seems to expect a siege. Man's gone completely mad. Better to put the man and watch inside the walls. More of those blasted rifts open every day. It was better when we still had the people for blood sacrifices. I'm kind of combining accents now. Unbound demons have emptied the castle, village, and surrounding countryside of everyone who's not sleeping in their armor. Now it's just wild demons everywhere. So basically you're saying, wow, everything's gone to shit. And that soon, given enough time, there will be nobody to worship the Elder God or his name. Oh, hello. Is she in the torture chambers? Is Liliana being tortured? This is definitely the darkest timeline. But I think like that's what this trope is very good at being successful in, is it allows a story to present a situation where characters lose. A lot of the time, like in order for, like, you look at a lot of MCU movies, for example. A lot of MCU movies have the idea that, like, you have hero meets villain, villain has plot, villain gets really, really, really close to succeeding. Maybe that villain even starts to succeed, but that ends up getting pulled back. You never really get success. The only time you really had a successful villain, per se, is when the villain wasn't necessarily meant to make permanent life-altering changes. Like, let's say... actually, let me rephrase. The only, like, successful villains in the MCU so far have really been the villain in Captain America Civil War, because he finally split apart the Avengers, and Avengers Infinity War, when Thanos actually destroyed half of everything. But a lot of villains only are one-offs. They only exist in that movie, and then they disappear. So you never really have that period of time where they've won. So, like, having this trope where you go further in time and you see that they've won. Like in Chrono Trigger, where you go to the future after everything's turned to shit. When you go into the future and discover that, yes, the world is going to end. Like, you have that moment of failure that you don't usually have, because the heroes have to win.
That still doesn't make him a god.
May she find peace at the Maker's side.
Ooh. Not Liliana. Bleeder of Souls. How is my health? Can I... Like, how do I force my... There we go. Like, the minimal HUD is nicer aesthetically, but... Like, functionality-wise, you can't minimize too much. Otherwise, you end up with the Getaway, the PlayStation 2 game, where the HUD is so minimal, it actually interferes with playing the game.
Tell me how Lavella knew of the sacrifice at the temple.
Never.
There's no use.
Like, if you've never played the Getaway, imagine Grand Theft Auto, but... Oh my.
I will die first.
Ma'am?
Or you will. You're alive.
Ma'am, your thighs are commendable.
You're safe now. Forget safe. If you came back from the dead, you need to do better than safe.
I can.
You need to end this.
I can.
Do you have weapons?
I do.
Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I mean, it technically is real.
I'm so sorry for everything you suffered.
We have to reverse his spell. If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Yeah, I wasn't arguing that. So yeah, imagine,
What happened while we were away?
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
Imagine Grand Theft Auto, except you remove the minimap. You remove ammo displays, but you still have a limited amount of ammo. You remove, like, waypoints or any designation to tell you, like, where you're supposed to drive. And instead, you have your car blink its turn signal in the direction you're supposed to turn. You remove health displays. Instead, your coat gets blood on it. You remove health packs, or regenerating health. You don't have either of those. Instead, you have to lean against a wall to regain your health, but there's nothing that tutorializes it, or it was a mess. And the makers of that game, or at the very least, I want to say the lead developer of that game, went on to make L.A. Noire, which I believe Rockstar kind of saved in the 11th hour, based on what I've heard. But yeah, the point is, a HUD is there for a reason. You can't sacrifice aesthetics. Oh, wrong button. Okay. Now I get it. I saw those circles before. I just avoided them because I figured that they were bad. but they cause time to slow down. Do you have a dispel? No, he does not. So yeah, they kept talking about like how the rifts had time issues, and I'm like, no, I didn't notice that, but sure, why not? But it seems that even after the Elder God invaded and took over, there are still more rifts opening up, which implies that even the Elder God's plans are just going to continue destroying the world. Oh, let's save after we've turned that wheel. That way I don't have to worry about turning that wheel a second time.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No!
Come forth and serve the Elder...
More freaking demons.
That was not a worthy sacrifice. You blew yourself up just to turn into lesser shades. But I mean, I suppose those two really didn't have much to live for in this universe. Like, there's probably absolutely nothing going on. Nobody's making any streaming content. I mean, HBO probably isn't removing any more shows anymore, but they're also adding no more shows, so... Anybody hurt? Let's replenish. And hopefully confront Alexius again. Oh, we're outside. We're still not there yet. That's fine.
The breach, it's
Everywhere.
The Elder One and his Venatori. They are the ones who opened the breach.
There we go. Anybody still alive? I'm sure us closing random rifts is going to get some attention from the Elder One. Alright, let's have you heal up. I wonder. Should I just be playing as Cassandra for a little bit? At the very least, to run into battle. And then switch. That way she's always the one who's noticed first. Rather than have the rogue be the one. Noticed first during every combat scenario. Also, the percussion is really getting into it now. Oh, look. Do we have some environmental storytelling in regards to these skeletons with very large jaws? Like, are their jaws... Are people's jaws actually really that big? Maybe I always see people's skin and flesh covering up their jaws, so I don't necessarily have a very good idea of what skulls look like. I don't see enough skulls into the bone in my regular day-to-day basis. Alright, I imagine we're done with the closing of the rifts, and now we have just the throne room, I would imagine. I could be wrong.
I am not a child. I can resist you. I am you. No!
Why did he do that? We could have helped him.
We will help him by making sure this never happens. He resisted that demon to the last.
Spellbinder's Journal. With every failed time spell, the Magister grows a bit more paranoid, or perhaps it's not paranoia, since the Elder One really will kill him for his failures. The distinction hardly matters. After the 10th failure, he began locking himself in the Great Hall during his waking hours. After the 20th, he had the foot soldiers excavate a shard doorway from parts unknown, and painstakingly install it in the castle. Now his most trusted assistants can only see him if we all go at once together, which we must do twice a day to bring him his meals, as he never leaves that room at all. Oh no, I've brought an ancient evil into this world, and things are looking bad for me. Who would have expected this? Wait, no. There's already one that exists that's better. That's the, it's the current meme that goes something like, how does it go? Like, oh no, a panther is eating my face. I should never have voted for the panther eating faces party. Alexius's journal. This is the final entry. Nothing works. I have tried countless times to go back before the Conclave explosion, before Felix's caravan was attacked by Darkspawn, before the Venatori first arrived in Minrathous, without success. The breach is the wellspring that makes this magic possible, and travel outside of the timeline is impossible. The Elder One's demand that I change the events of the Conclave can never be fulfilled. He may kill me for failing him, but I must protect Felix from his wrath. Which is why his next choice was just be to remove the Inquisitor from the timeline.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Or you... She's a really good spy master. She only keeps secrets. Does not dish them out. Are there corpses just lying around your house? You really need to clean up the corpses. I told that to, what was the name of, there was a character in Dragon Age 2 who had a house filled with corpses. Oh, it seems as though the Lesser Shades don't care if you are allied with Alexius or not. They'll kill you regardless. Dorian, stop taking so much damage.
Is that the way to the main hall? It didn't look like that before.
Yeah, I'm sure there were some modifications.
Andraste's name is that? Hold on to it. I want to look at it later.
I didn't pick up a single other red lyrium shard before, so there's a high likelihood I will not complete that quest. How is everybody? There we go. Or will we have to do something first in order to,
How much damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Like, I haven't actually looked at the door just yet. I'm sure maybe I'm gonna have to do something in order to open up the door. More deep stalker hide. Like, where am I? Like that. Excellent. And I'll go through this loot eventually. Take that! Yeah. Another red lyrium shard. Is this necessary? No. Studies on the Blight. Introduction of Blight to prisoners yields no discernible pattern. Disease progresses erratically. Some subjects die within hours despite all efforts. Others show no symptoms at all. Subjects may harbor some natural resistance, which makes isolation and testing a priority. 6 more subjects died. Transfusions of blood from resistant prisoners slow the rate of corruption only slightly. Healthy flesh taken from live subjects and implanted in the infected will often die even before the corruption spreads to it. In cases where implementation is successful, blight corruption spreads across donor flesh faster than host flesh. Prisoner Liliana has been the most useful source of resistant blood and skin to date. Liliana did not have it very easy. Oh, so basically this gives you an alternate way in. So like if you decided to play as a mage and you didn't have any rogues in your party, luckily I'm already a rogue. And have another rogue. Anything? I guess there's a supply cache. Cassandra? Ah. Oh, hello. Ah, damn it.
Aren't you cute in your little pool of guts?
All right, another red lyrium shard. We might actually get all of them. And we probably will need them in order to get into the throne room. This is a much more involved process than I was expecting. Is there any reason for me to be upstairs? There is no reason for me to be upstairs. All right, let's see if we can find 2 more shards of red lyrium.
What happened here? Find Alexius. That's all that matters.
Bad things. Like, it's not that important.
Try to take out that enchanter quickly.
Block them from coming up the stairs!
Where did you just teleport to? Excellent.
I could really go for some light reading.
Really? You know, I would let Dorian start pulling things off the shelf and start reading them. But unfortunately, we're all booked up. Our schedule is full. All right, one more shard of red lyrium, and that's probably what we're going to need in order to bust down the door into the throne room, return back in time, save the day, high five everybody, eat a slice of pizza, and then restore order. No, no. Let's see, is there something I didn't get to? Oh, there is. There is a room over this way that I have not been to. Look at these folks, they died sitting on the job. Hello.
Are they prey? Try to take them by surprise.
Yeah, let's get rid of these shield fellows and maybe this magician. Damn it. I keep getting hit by these fire mines. Which is highly unfortunate.
Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
Nope. I'm sure he doesn't even care that we're doing anything.
Let's head back to the main hall. I think I know how we'll open that door.
I think I do too. Should we climb it just in case? Just in case there might be something. There's nothing. Like maybe this was just meant to be a way to get around the battle? I got nothing. Alright, now that we've got the red lyrium. For some reason, I assumed it was like a side mission and less of a main mission. But it is in fact a main mission. Is everybody with me? Guys, where... Oh my gosh. Where the hell are you? Ah, yay, finally they appeared. They teleported in from whence they had disappeared to. All right, let's blow up this door. Or just open the door. Never mind, that wasn't as exciting. I hoped I'd find you here.
I was worried I'd have to search the whole castle for you, Alexius.
There's no longer anywhere to run. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
The end?
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death.
Oh,
and
my
nothing
hubris!
else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Give us the amulet.
Hand over the amulet and we let him go.
Let him go and I swear you'll get what you want.
No. You have not earned trust. Oh, a rift. Will we have to close more rifts? Or just the one? Ah, so slow. There we go. I don't know. I would say the Mighty Inquisition isn't doing too bad. Ah, son of a... How are we on potions? Actually, not too bad. Oh, yep. Close rift. Almost forgot. You, sir. I'm gonna throw bees at you.
Victory is impossible. The Elder...
I feel as though the jar of bees is too powerful.
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
I know you cared for him.
Once he was a man to whom I compared all others. Sad, isn't it? This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now.
Yeah, we're out of time. The Elder God is here.
The Elder One.
Frick. That's how they won. How it won. You can make it right. Make it never happen. I'll fight. We'll fight.
No, I won't let you commit suicide.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have arrows. Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
How would time magic even work, really? Like that definitely would ruin any sort of reality. Yeah, we can't protect alternate future versions of other people. We have to go back. Also, notice how we don't even care about the other two party members. Just Liliana.
You'll have to do better than that.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade.
Charade?
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
We'll all die, given enough
dies.
time. Yep, there we go. But does everyone really live? I'll give full bonus points for that reference, only because I don't really hear about that reference talked about too often, even though it was a big movie at its time.
I'm glad that's over with.
I don't think it's that over.
Or not.
Grand Enchanter, imagine how surprised I was to learn you'd given Redcliffe Castle away to a Tevinter Magister.
King Alistair.
Especially since I'm fairly sure Redcliffe belongs to Arl Tegan.
Your Majesty, we
That's
never
Alistair.
intended-
Or
I know
Alistair.
what you intended. I wanted to help you.
And the Arl did go to the Ferelden
You and
army
your followers
for
are no
help.
longer welcome in Ferelden.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
Well.
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I suggest conscripting them. They've proven what they'll do given too much freedom.
After this, stick them up a tower.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
You are our allies. We're not going to replace subjugation with subjugation.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
We'll discuss this later.
I'll pray that the rest of the Inquisition honors your promise then.
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
I'd take that offer if I were you. One way or another, you're leaving my kingdom.
We accept. It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Interesting how people not there are also affected by their reputation is also affected by the choice that I made. I think that's a first for the series. Like in Dragon Age 1 and 2, the choices you made only affected only the squad of people you were with. How they cared about you.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at
I'm
worst.
pretty sure the mages
What were you
don't
thinking,
want.
turning mages loose with no oversight. The veil is torn open.
We need their cooperation.
We need them to close the breach. It's not going to work if we make enemies of them.
I know we need them for the breach, but they could do as much damage as the demons themselves.
I'm pretty sure they don't want to turn into demons.
Why didn't you intervene?
While I may not completely agree with the decision, I support it. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
I got a taste of the consequences if we fail. Let's make sure we don't.
We will not fail.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
And I'd hoped to sit out the assault on the breach. Take a nap, maybe go for a walk.
What is it they say? No rest for the wicked.
Meet us
Not a
when you're
wink.
ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
You want to stay? We'll keep an eye on you. I'm glad you're staying.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make a willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
They will not. All right, I'm going to stop here for the night. Next time, we'll meet in the war room. For now, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.
By the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary